Haven't made a video in a while, but had to make this one today because I've been reading some things on the net that really concern me. I've read two articles. One is that radioactive tritium, a beta emitter, but a very strong beta emitter, which has effects on human DNA and cell replication, is being released in the groundwater around Vermont Yankee and a few other nuclear power plants. They set up to 15 nuclear power plants in the U.S. Could be leaking, or are leaking, I should say, radioactive tritium. Tritium is a radioactive form of hydrogen. So you're getting tritiated water, you're getting, the gas emit, everything else. What the hell is wrong? And then I read another one that says that the U.S. petrochemical and chemical industries, the emissions that they're reporting, the actual emissions are probably 10 times worse than what they're reporting. And this is what bugs me. Through the Reagan years, it was all about deregulation. Deregulation, right? In the consumer sector, what deregulation meant was that electric companies like Narragansett Electric at the time, which is now National Grid since they bought them out because they were such an attractive, profitable enterprise, they can charge whatever the hell they want. And the latest debacle with the wind power at 24.4 cents per kilowatt hour. Are you kidding me? Really? And that's with a 3.5% per year increase. I'm like, what? Does it cost more to generate wind every year? And the lie was brought out when the town of Portsmouth put their turbine up. And they made the mistake in the Providence Journal article of putting down what the cost for the debt service and maintenance was on that turbine per year. And it comes out cost-wise, it costs about 7 cents per kilowatt hour. That's including the debt service, right? 7 cents per kilowatt hour. But think about it, the debt service over time tapers off because you pay it off. So it's just maintenance at that point. And yes, as time goes on, the maintenance costs might rise slightly, but the thing is they're going to be significantly less than the 7 cents per kilowatt hour. They might be more in the range of a cent to 3 cents, roughly, for maintenance. So even if they charge 10 cents per kilowatt hour, right now they'd make, 3 cents per kilowatt hour being shipped out. And in the future, at 10 cents, let's say it's 2 cents, they make 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Nice profit. And they make more money, which means build more turbines, right? Nice renewable energy source. But again, deregulation, back to that. Deregulation also said that, you know what, we're going to let the banks get away with whatever they want to get away with. We're going to let the energy industry do this. We're going to let the chemical and petrochemical industries regulate themselves. We're going to have internal people at each of these agencies watching what's going on. Or in the case of the SEC, they just populated the SEC with all banking insiders. So, and what do? They sit in their office and watch porn all day, as far as the article said today. What the fuck? No, we need strict, strong regulation with teeth, which says that if a business, say a nuclear operator, or energy generator, I should say, they are releasing radioactive groundwater, guess what? They got to clean it up and fix it. But to do this, we're going to need to neutralize the lobbyists. And here's what I propose. We've seen the bigots tout constitutional amendments to stop gay people from marrying. Nah, I got one better. How about we change the 14th Amendment? That was the one that granted the rights for the African Americans to do their, get the full freedoms that everyone else had. Well, corporations interpreted that as being, oh, that applies to us too. We can lobby Congress, we can lie, we can, we've got First Amendment protections and all that. Well, the problem is they've used that to abuse the consumer. They've used that to abuse the law. And they've used it to lobby Congress to change the laws so that they're more in tune with the business needs. No, Congress's laws should be more in tune with the people's needs. Not the business, the people. So, insert these words into the 14th Amendment. Quote, none of the rights, benefits, or any other form of equality is granted under this Constitution or its amendment to inanimate entities. because a corporation is an inanimate entity. That would stop the lobbying. That would allow us to, for instance, get banking regulation in place to really clamp down on the banks, the credit card issuers, and everything else, so they can't pull the crap that they pull. To really, get our health right. Because look at just cars. Look at the emissions from cars. Yes, they've gotten better over the years, but nitrous oxide, benzene, methane, carbon monoxide, still emit that, and we're still pumping this into the air, and we're breathing it. So you wonder why you're seeing an uptick in cancer rates. Look at the modification of milk with bovine growth hormone. There's still some question how that hormone affects downstream production for humans. Are there human health issues involved? News program pretty much says, yeah, there is, but again, they suppressed it, so you'll never know. Never know. But anyway, I'm just good and pissed today, so I just figured I'd give you all these little cheery thoughts. But my last thing I said about modifying the Constitution, we really need to do that.